Okay, the 18th century gardener had several layers of protection for his plants to get them over the winter time, protect them into the spring. Here we are at the end of March and we had a frost last night. So we've just set some young cauliflower plants out. And cauliflower is one of the real luxuries of the 18th century. You'll probably find cauliflower only at the wealthier households. This is not something the average person will eat. Because it turns out it's easier to grow a hog than it is a cauliflower. So these become luxury items. So the bell glass gives us a modicum of protection. Now at the other range of the spectrum we have the hotbeds, which we have over here. Here we have the most protection that a kitchen garden can give a plant. This is a hotbed, and Don will explain to you what we've got inside here.
Here in the hotbed, using horse manure for bottom heat, horse manure about 2 foot deep, as fresh as you can get it, generates tremendous amounts of heat. Last week before we put the soil in here, it was at about 130 degrees. Put the soil in Sunday last, and by Tuesday the soil was a little bit over 80 degrees. Last Tuesday afternoon we planted cucumbers, cantaloupes, muskmelons, peppers, things that will all be transplanted out into the garden after our last frost, which will be probably late April before most of these things are transplanted. And so this is a method of getting an early start on things. The melons and cucumbers that will be transplanted are these little circles you see are the melon baskets you see down at the other end of the frame. And so it's a method of transplanting to preserve as much root growth as we possibly can. The melon basket is planted right into the ground and then the seeds into it. And so this is a technique they're employing in the 18th century to minimize transplant shock.
Now another use of coverings other than frost protection is for blanching. And many vegetables such as endive, cos lettuce tend to be bitter green. But by putting them underneath the pot, we gather them up slightly. This has just been put in here less than a week ago. But you see we've slightly gathered it up. We'll keep it in the pot for a fortnight or 2 weeks. At the end of that fortnight, these green leaves are going to go perfectly white and we'll lose all that bitter flavor which is so characteristic of endive and produce a much better quality. We also do it with cos lettuce. You see in the lettuce frame here, which Dawn is just uncovering for us for the morning, we have what I would call cos lettuce, generally known as romaine lettuce today, wrapped up around the stake. This produces a perfectly white heart that you see the store today called hearts of romaine. So tied up for a fortnight, the cos lettuce, or what's commonly known as romaine lettuce today, now gives us these perfectly white hearts. It takes what was a bitter, harsh lettuce, makes it into a tender, sweet lettuce.